Most classic candy bars aren't vegan, and even the plant-based ones are packed with refined sugars and processed ingredients. I wanted a better option, so I created 4 healthier, easy to make candy bars that you can whip up in just minutes. In this video, I'm going to show you step by step how to make each and every one of them. So let's get started with Snickers.
First, we're going to make the nougat layer. In a bowl, combine the oat flour, almond flour, maple syrup, and peanut butter. Mix to combine. You can always add either a little bit more maple syrup or peanut butter if your mixture isn't coming together. Start with adding a teaspoon at a time. You're looking for a dough-like consistency, like this. Next, place your nougat into a parchment-lined loaf pan or similar sized food storage container. Press it out to the corners and the sides with your fingers. Smooth out the top. I use the back of the 1/4 measuring cup. Now for the caramel. You're going to need a cup of Medjool dates. These are the big ones that are usually soft. If they are not though, pour some hot water over the dates and let that sit for about 10 minutes until the dates are softened. If your dates aren't pitted, remove the pits before placing them into the food processor. Add your dates to the food processor along with the maple syrup and peanut butter. Pulse a few times and then let her rip. It usually takes about 5 minutes to get a super smooth caramel consistency. You'll need to stop and scrape down the side several times to make sure all that caramelly goodness gets incorporated. And oh my goodness, look at that caramel. Next, you're going to mix in the peanuts. Then spread that caramel out into the pan over the nougat until smooth. Add some more peanuts on top because can you ever have too many peanuts in the Snickers bar? And press those down into the caramel. Place in the freezer for about an hour or so to firm up. When it's time, remove from the freezer and cut into bars.
You can cut them into larger bars like I've done here, or into smaller bars.
Next, melt the chocolate. Here I'm using the microwave method, basically heating in short intervals and mixing a lot in between. Once the chocolate is about 75% melted, stop the microwaving and just keep stirring. The warm chocolate will melt the remaining chocolate. One by one, dip each bar in the melted chocolate. Using 2 forks, make sure it's completely coated in the chocolate, then place on the parchment-lined baking tray. Tap on the side of the bowl so you don't have dripping chocolate. Or, do your best. It doesn't have to be perfect. If your chocolate doesn't harden in about 5 minutes, place in the fridge for about 10 to 20 minutes or in the freezer for about 10 minutes until set. So there we have it, healthy homemade Snickers bars.
Next, we're going to make a healthier, dairy-free, refined sugar-free, vegan version of a 100-gram bar with only 6 ingredients and no cooking and a boost of protein from a secret ingredient. They're so easy to make, you're not going to believe how much they taste like actual 100-gram bars. Into your food processor, add 230 grams, about 1 cup packed, soft pitted Medjool dates. Next, we have creamy almond butter. You'll need a couple of tablespoons. Make sure the almond butter is creamy. That works best for creating a delicious, chewy caramel texture. 1/4 teaspoon salt. 1/2 teaspoon vanilla extract or vanilla powder. I prefer vanilla powder, especially in no-bake recipes. I'll link to the one I use in the description below. Pop the lid on and pulse several times to break down the dates and so that all the ingredients are fully combined. Process until you have a nice smooth caramel consistency. Like this. The texture should be thick, sticky, and caramel-like. If it's really sticky, wet your hands to make handling it easier. Press into a parchment-lined pan. With parchment paper on top of the caramel, spread it out to the corners and the sides. Smooth it out with a spatula or the bottom of a glass or measuring cup. And chill until firm. About 1 hour in the refrigerator or 15 to 20 minutes in the freezer should do it. Then slice into bars. Now that the caramel has set, it should be easier to cut. Use a chef's knife to slice into small rectangular pieces. To keep these bars healthier, choose a high percentage cacao vegan chocolate. I'm using these coconut sugar sweetened chocolate chips. You'll need 7 ounces, which is about 1.5 cups of chocolate chips or finely chopped chocolate bars. Next, it's time to melt your chocolate. Prepare a parchment-lined tray and grab a couple of forks because once the chocolate is melted, you need to work quickly. I like using the microwave method, heating in 20 to 30-second intervals at 60% power, stirring between each burst to distribute the heat. Heat low and slow and stir frequently to avoid burning your chocolate. Instead of using Rice Krispies, we're using pea protein crisps. They're packed with plant-based protein with 36 grams per cup, 0 refined sugars, and the perfect satisfying crunch we need for these 100-gram bars. The ingredients in these crisps are just organic pea protein and rice starch. I'll include a link to them in the description below if you want to check them out. Of course, you can use Rice Krispies here, but I like using these for more nutrition and no added sugar. Now add your crisps to the melted chocolate and mix until well combined. I typically use 1 cup, but it does make dipping a bit more challenging. Start with 3/4 cup and you can always add more. Then one by one, dip each caramel piece in the chocolate using 2 forks to coat them fully and place onto your parchment-lined tray. Continue until you've coated them all. Once you're done, all that's left to do is wait for the chocolate to set up. If you tempered the chocolate, it should harden and set at room temperature in 5 minutes. If not, though, place into the refrigerator for about 20 minutes until firm and then enjoy your healthy 100-gram bars. That's it, a healthier take on 100-gram bars. Chewy, crunchy, and so good. Next up is the classic chocolate peanut butter cups, just like Reese's. First, for the ingredients, you're going to need natural creamy peanut butter with only one ingredient, peanuts. Okay if it also includes salt. Use a peanut butter that you like because it's the main ingredient. Powdered peanut butter, you can find this at most grocery stores, places like Target and online. I'll link to it in the description. Powdered sugar, also known as icing sugar or confectioner sugar, and a little salt. Chocolate bar or chocolate chips. There are vegan dark and vegan milk chocolates available too. I prefer going with a dark, high percentage cacao, like this 72% cacao chocolate, for richer, chocolatey flavor and less sugar. You're also going to need cupcake liners or peanut butter cup chocolate candy molds. I'm making a few different sizes here. First, we're going to make the peanut butter center. Add the powdered sugar, peanut butter powder, salt, and peanut butter to a bowl. Mix to combine. Since the consistency of peanut butters vary, you may need to add more peanut butter if it's too dry, or more peanut butter powder or powdered sugar if it's not as firm to form the dough consistency. And then you should get a dough-like consistency like this. Prepare your parchment paper. Now scoop out a spoonful of the peanut butter filling and form into a circular shape sized to fit, with some space on the sides of the cups for melted chocolate to fill in. This will make the peanut butter cups fully coated in chocolate. It's okay if it's not perfect, they will still be perfectly delicious. Place these on the parchment paper and set aside. Repeat the same process with the regular size peanut butter cups and the ultra mini cups. Now that we have all the peanut butter filling ready to go, we can melt the chocolate. If you have a large chunky chocolate bar like I do here, using a large chef knife, cut into the chocolate at an angle to shave the chocolate. This makes melting easier as you have finer pieces. I use this chocolate bar instead of chocolate chips sometimes because it's less expensive at $6 for 17 ounces, but you can use chocolate chips or smaller chocolate bars that are easier to break into small pieces with your hands. Here I'm using the microwave method, heating in short intervals and mixing a lot in between each interval. Place your chocolate in a microwave safe bowl. We're using 10 ounces of chocolate, which is approximately 1 3/4 cups chocolate chips. For this amount of chocolate, I usually do 2 times at 30-second intervals, then 20-second intervals. After each time, remove from the microwave and stir for a bit. When you see that the chocolate is almost melted, usually after a couple of more bursts, stop microwaving and just keep stirring. The warm melted chocolate will melt the remaining chocolate. Now we're going to put the peanut butter cups together. For the medium-sized cups, put 1 teaspoon of chocolate into each cup. Since the chocolate can harden, add the peanut butter center into each cup as you go, occasionally tapping down the tray so the peanut butter center settles into the chocolate. Gently tap the tray a few times so the peanut butter center settles into the chocolate, making a nice, even, flat layer. Tap the pan down again so the top layer of the chocolate evens out so you have a nice, neat, flat top for your peanut butter cups. Let's make some regular size peanut butter cups too. If you don't have a cupcake pan, no problem, you just need some cupcake liners. Use a spoon to spread the chocolate around on the bottom and up the sides a bit. This will create a nice chocolatey cup area to put your peanut butter filling in. And now top it off with some more chocolate. Again with a spoon, spread it out so that the peanut butter filling is fully coated. Tap the peanut butter cup down so the chocolate evens and flattens out. And now let's make some ultra minis.
Now put in the refrigerator for about 20 to 30 minutes or until the chocolate sets and firms up. Once set, remove from the refrigerator, unwrap, and enjoy. Store them in the refrigerator and enjoy them whenever you want. And now we have a healthier, high-protein, plant-based version of Crunch Bars. And they're so easy to make. To keep these healthy, look for chocolate that has a high cocoa or cacao content, like 72% or higher. Cocoa is rich in antioxidants and other minerals that has lots of health benefits, and the greater the amount of cocoa in your chocolate, the greater the benefits and the less sugar. First up, we need chocolate. Chocolate bars or chocolate chips will work. For this recipe, I'm using these dairy-free, coconut sugar sweetened 72% cacao chocolate chips, so they're refined sugar-free. Prepare your chocolate molds or parchment-lined pan. Then measure out 7 ounces, which is about 1.5 cups of chocolate chips or finely chopped chocolate. Melt the chocolate. I'm using the microwave, heating in a microwave safe bowl in 30-second intervals at 60% power, stirring between bursts. If you don't heat at full power, the first burst might seem like nothing happened, but go ahead and mix the chocolate anyway to disperse the heat. Once your chocolate is about 50% melted, stop heating and mix vigorously until smooth. This prevents burning and helps your chocolate set at room temperature. After stirring, if all the chocolate isn't melted, go ahead and microwave for another 3 seconds, stirring again vigorously. Heating low and slow and stirring a lot in between and stopping before fully melted will make sure that you don't burn your chocolate and may even result in having tempered chocolate without even using a thermometer. Tempering keeps the bars from melting easily in your hands, making them perfect for on-the-go snacking. Instead of using Rice Krispies, which have lots of sugar and other additives, we're using these pea protein crisps instead. They're light, crispy, and nutritious with a satisfying bite and 36 grams of protein per cup, 0 refined sugars. If you haven't seen these before, they're available online, and I'll link to them in the description below. Pour the crisps into the melted chocolate and mix to combine. I'm using 1 cup or 60 grams of pea protein crisps. This gives the perfect crisp to chocolate ratio, I think, making each bite crunchy and satisfying, but you can adjust the ratio based on your preferences. Use more chocolate for a richer taste or more chips for extra crunch and protein. Once everything is mixed, spoon the mixture into your molds or spread it on a parchment-lined tray to make a bark. I use a large chocolate bar mold and a mini chocolate bar mold. I'll link to those as well. Tap the molds down to help the chocolate settle into the molds. If you like, for an extra touch, sprinkle with some flaky sea salt on top before the chocolate sets. It really brings out the flavor of the chocolate. I like it, but it could be an acquired taste. Alternatively, you can spread the chocolate out onto a parchment-lined tray to make a bark and cut however you like. For a thinner, crispier texture, spread it out more. For more uniform bars without using the molds, use a parchment-lined loaf pan. Let your bars set at room temperature if tempered. They should set up in about 3 to 5 minutes. Or pop them in the refrigerator for 30 minutes or so. Once they're fully set, remove them from the molds or cut the bark into pieces. So there you have it, healthy Crunch Bars. These are so good. I hope you enjoy these healthier candy bars. Let me know in the comments below when you try them, and let me know what other candy bars you'd like to see me remake next. For more delicious plant-based recipes, be sure to check out these videos next. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.